Have you ever noticed something strange? You're sitting quietly at night, and your dad has already fallen asleep on the sofa. Everything is peaceful, and then suddenly, his entire body jerks. His leg kicks. His shoulder jumps. Sometimes even his whole body shakes for a split second. He doesn't even realize it happened. We've all seen this at least once. But have you ever wondered, why does it happen? Is he dreaming about falling? Is his brain sending a warning? Or is something actually wrong with his body? Here's the surprising part. This isn't just something that happens to dads. It can happen to almost anyone. Children, teenagers, adults, and the elderly. In fact, nearly 7 out of 10 people experience it at some point in their lives. So why does our body suddenly jolt just as we're about to fall asleep? The answer lies inside one of the most mysterious moments of the human brain. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at that sudden nighttime jerk the same way again. Why do we suddenly jerk while falling asleep? Imagine this. It's late at night. You finally put your phone away. The room is quiet. Your eyes slowly become heavier. Your breathing becomes slower. And your brain begins its journey from being awake to being asleep. Everything seems normal. Until, jolt, your leg kicks. Your arm twitches. Or sometimes, your whole body jumps. And just like that, you're wide awake again. Scientists call this phenomenon a hypnic jerk, also known as a sleep start. Despite how scary it feels, it's actually considered a completely normal part of falling asleep. But what exactly is happening inside your body? To understand that, we first need to understand what your brain is doing before you fall asleep. As you drift into sleep, your brain slowly reduces its activity. Your muscles begin to relax. Your heart rate slows down. Your breathing becomes calmer. It's almost like your body is switching from day mode to night mode. However, this transition isn't always perfectly smooth. Sometimes, your brain sends out one last, unexpected electrical signal to your muscles. That signal causes a sudden contraction, and your body jerks. The entire event lasts less than a second, but it's powerful enough to wake you up instantly. Now here's where things get even more interesting. Scientists still don't know the exact reason why hypnic jerks happen, but they have several fascinating theories. One theory suggests that your brain accidentally mistakes your relaxing muscles for a sign that you're actually falling. Think about it. As your muscles suddenly lose tension while you're drifting into sleep, your primitive survival instincts may interpret that sensation as losing your balance. So your brain reacts instantly by sending a powerful signal to your muscles, almost like shouting, "Wake up, catch yourself." And that's why many people dream they're falling just before they jerk awake. Another theory is much simpler. Your brain is switching between wakefulness and sleep. During this transition, different parts of the brain don't always shut down at exactly the same time. For a brief moment, some areas are already asleep, while others are still awake. That tiny miscommunication may trigger the sudden muscle movement we experience as a hypnic jerk. But here's something even more surprising. Certain everyday habits can make these jerks happen more often. If you've been sleeping less than usual, feeling stressed or anxious, drinking too much coffee late in the evening, using nicotine, or exercising intensely right before bed, you're much more likely to experience them. In other words, sometimes your lifestyle makes your brain a little more jumpy when it's trying to fall asleep. The good news? Hypnic jerks are usually harmless. They don't damage your brain. They don't mean your heart stopped. And they certainly don't mean someone was pulling your soul out of your body, despite what many myths claim. For most people, they're simply one of the strange little glitches that happen while the brain changes gears from being awake to being asleep. So how can you reduce them? The answer is surprisingly simple. Try sleeping on a regular schedule. Get enough sleep every night. Avoid too much caffeine late in the day. Reduce stress before bedtime. And, if possible, avoid intense workouts right before sleeping. These small changes can significantly reduce how often hypnic jerks occur. However, if these jerks happen many times every night, keep waking you up, occur even when you're fully awake, or are accompanied by other unusual symptoms like loss of consciousness or muscle weakness, it's important to consult a doctor because a different medical condition could be responsible. So the next time your body suddenly jumps just as you're about to fall asleep, don't panic. Your brain isn't broken. Your body isn't failing. You're simply experiencing one of the most mysterious and surprisingly common quirks of the human nervous system. And perhaps the strangest part isn't that it happens. It's that something so sudden, so confusing, can actually be completely normal. If you enjoyed uncovering mysteries hidden inside the human body, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Have you ever experienced a hypnic jerk? And what did it feel like? Because sometimes the weirdest things our bodies do have the most fascinating explanations.